Hello, my name's Alan. Today we're going to talk about real numbers. All business owners must know their real, actual, and accurate numbers to manage a business. I think of it as navigating a business. I think of myself as a boat in the middle of the ocean and my hand is on the rudder. Do I turn it to the left? Do I turn it to the right? Do I hold it steady? Do I turn around and go back? Now where I'm going is the goal. We've talked about goals before, so we know where we're going. But out in the middle of the ocean, we got to know where the goal is from here. And the way you find that is real numbers. One of the ways you find real numbers is called an income statement. An income statement is simply a sheet of paper with income and expenses listed for a given period of time. You can do it for a week, you can do it for a day, you can do it for a year. Add up the income, add up the expenses for a certain period of time, and subtract the two, and whatever you get is the income. If it's positive, that's good. If it's negative, that's bad. The better you break down your columns, the better you're going to be able to manage the business. But the idea with an income statement is, are you making any money or are you not? Now, as an example, years ago, my dad used to joke that we really needed two sets of books, one for the banker and one for the IRS. And the more we thought about that, the more he was right. Say you're a farmer and you have 100,000 bushel of corn in a grain bin that's worth $5 a bushel today, but you're not going to sell it till later. So in your income statement, the income is not going to show because you haven't sold it yet. It's over here. But you've already spent $400,000 on irrigating, fertilizer, hired help, paying the wages, paying the taxes, whatever. And so your income statement, when you add all that up, is going to show a $400,000 negative. When you add in the $500,000 worth of corn when you get paid for it and put that in, now you're going to have $100,000 to the good. The one that says $100,000 to the good needs to go to the banker. The one that shows a $400,000 loss needs to go to the IRS. Neither one of them are a lie. Now, besides income statements, another way you get actual numbers is to do some customizing, or I call it creative accounting. And I'm not talking about lying. Creative is I make my own set of books to tell me what it is I specifically want to know. So I'll give you an example for that. When we started our trucking business, we had 2 trucks running on the road. We was farming, we was doing other things, and I didn't always have time to pay attention to the trucks like I should. So since I am very lucky to have an excellent bookkeeper for a wife, I just tell her what I want to know, and she goes in the other room, and an hour or 2 days or a month later, she comes out with the answer to my question. So with the trucks, my question always was, if we stop the trucks today and park them in the backyard, are we going to have any money left over? And the reason I asked that question is, in the trucking business, excuse me, in the trucking business, sometimes it's 30 days, almost always it's 30 days before you get your money. Sometimes it's 60 days, sometimes it's 90 days. Now them 90-day people we don't haul for again, but we still got one of them in there. So to find out where we're at, you have to go back to a certain day, pick a time, certain amount of time. You take all the income that truck would make. So you add up what you're supposed to be getting for hauling the loads. The fuel has already been paid, so we've already got that out of our pocket, but we haven't got the income for this amount of time. So when my wife got done figuring it out, she'd add up the income. We'd have to put in the fuel we'd already spent on those certain loads that we hadn't been paid for, the driver's wages. She'd even figure it out, so whatever interest we was paying or truck payments, she'd divide them by 30 days, and come up with an amount for every day, the interest it costs to run the truck. And every couple months we'd do this. And our deal was that after 6 months, if them trucks don't make money in 6 months, they're going somewhere else. Somebody else can have them. We really don't need them. So, so that's how we would do it. A lot of times your expenses go out before your income starts coming in. And you got to be able to explain to your banker where you're at and what's going on. So you take those papers in and you lay them on the table, and every once in a while you just show them to the banker. This is where we're at. This is the goal. This is where we're at. You take them an income statement that shows 100,000 to the good, and that's one of the ways you have accurate books. I'm not an accountant. I'm not an attorney. I've been an independent business person for 50 years. I have successful businesses. I have a few that weren't. But 5 years ago, I moved to Padre Island, Texas, and now I am the barefoot businessman, and I thank you very much for your trouble. Goodbye.